everybody. I just want to welcome everyone to the Dragoon's Lair podcast because today is a special episode. This is our Black Friday sale. So remember, when you're listening, look for a location to write in the comments, meh, code meh, to make sure that you get Mike a get out of jail free card because he's pretty much about to get abused today. And without further ado, here is the show. So, Mike, you're here today, right?
I think I'm here today.
Are you sure?
No, but I'll take your word for it.
What happened to the meh?
Meh.
There we go. So, remember, everybody, code meh for giving Mike a get out of jail free card. Now, today is going to be a special episode because with our Black Friday sale, we're having way too many hosts on today's show. It's not one, it's not two, it's not three. It's actually 4. So without further ado, Mike, you want to introduce everybody we got?
Okay, to my right, we have the often fan-requested Doug. Say hi, Doug.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Speak up a little bit.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
There we go.
And to his right, we have the incomparable Mr. Jimmy Hayes.
How you doing? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed their dinner, and hope everybody had fun shopping.
Hopefully nobody went shopping, but
I didn't go shopping.
Meh.
No. See, that's not when you do it. That's not a meh.
Oh, what is a meh?
It has to be at the right time. Like, go shopping. No. You'll hear it, trust me.
For the whole duration of the episode, I am not calling him. You know what? I will be referring to him here as Cousin Balky.
And for the entire duration of the show, I will not be calling Doug by his name. I will be calling him a half-witted crotch goblin.
Because he has nothing else, folks.
I don't. At least it's better than calls on Balky. You were half-witted crotch goblin.
You were going to say it.
I was going to say it.
And you didn't do it.
I didn't.
Now you got to do it.
Do what?
You got to do
Go.
it.
Do what?
Let's hear it.
Cousin Danny, come on.
Let's hear it.
Cousin Danny.
That's right, Balky.
I don't care.
Hey, I'm sorry. Mr.
Who
Marklin
says
Baker
what?
himself said
Nope.
I do not. Yes. He said I do not look like himself.
Nope.
Formal protest.
No,
Right
I'm
here,
sorry.
too.
Nope.
He
Nope.
needs like extra goggles on those eyes.
I don't want to disrespect Mr. Baker, but at the same time, he said it, but you're still going to be Balky to all of us.
Whatever.
You are this show's Balky.
Poochie, 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 poochie.
You put the bop in the bibby, and the bibby goes bop.
What was the name of that sheep on the show?
Oh, shoot. What was that? Dimitri.
Dimitri.
It was Dimitri the sheep.
Dimitri. And they played they played some kind of like tag with it.
Well,
Poochie.
Yeah.
Poochie tag.
Actually,
Poochie tag?
what they did was eventually it became like a cartoon character when they finally got out of the basement of the news. So they went from the newsroom down all the way in the basement to the actual comic section. So they were making a Dimitri comic. So that's how that one all played out. And I only know that because I watched the show recently, all 8 seasons.
Wow.
That's commitment.
Well, we were during a strike. What was I supposed to do? I couldn't talk about anything until I had a certain amount of people.
Yeah, I just started video games again and just watching whatever was available.
Exactly.
That was it.
So with that being said, we've got a jam-packed show, and I want to start off with how many of us here have actually watched the new Scott Pilgrim series that came out on Netflix?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen.
I got about 3 episodes in so far.
All right. See, I feel like there was a little bit of a bait and switch with the Netflix Scott Pilgrim show because it really started off where it was like everybody was coming back. They're like, this is going to be an animated version of Scott Pilgrim. And it actually deviates. It goes and takes a complete total left because within 1-2 episodes,
Yeah.
Matthew Patel just kills Scott Pilgrim. So you're like, wait, this is completely different from the actual movie and the comics. So it was something interesting, but it really was like a bait and switch.
I like the animation of it already.
Oh yeah, it had it.
Very good.
Yeah, it was a very typical like wannabe version of anime style. So it worked very well because it was the same as like the comic style.
Yes.
So that was like really good. But I do have to say that it was a little weird when you're expecting certain things to happen, and it's like, wow, left field.
That's
Well, that's a
something
good
I'll
thing.
check
though.
out.
Keeps
Yeah.
you. It keeps makes you want to come back and watch more.
Yeah, I kind of.
Yeah.
Although I wanted to see the original like back, because it's like when you're saying you got the original cast back, I mean they really got everyone. You figure Chris Evans was back, they got Brandon Routh back, Brie Larson, so they really got everyone. They even got Anna Kendrick back,
Wow.
playing voicing Scott's sister. I think she was only in like 1 or 2 episodes, so it was like they really got everyone. So when you have everyone coming back, you're kind of expecting like, oh, okay, this is. But it was really a left turn. And it was a good left turn, but it was still like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Sort of follow suit through the movie a little bit.
It starts off where you think it's kind of like the movie.
goes left.
And then once
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
it.
he gets confronted by the first of the evil X's, it just makes a left turn.
Now, is this like a retelling of the movie or continuation or just starting from scratch?
This is more like an alternate universe.
Yes, it's
But it's kind of like doing the movie again.
It starts off kind of doing the movie, and then it veers off wildly to the point where now you're like, oh, wait a second. No, oh, no. Oh, okay, where are they going with this?
and it also had to change a little bit of the script in the movie, the show to the movie because of where it's being shown, basically.
Yeah, because it's on Netflix, so there was a few like certain things that kind of pop up that you're like, all right, you can tell it's on Netflix.
Yep.
So now, since we went and I brought that up, and I did mention Brie Larson. I got to talk about the Marvels because
That's
little loud, But no, you see, the Marvels is getting a lot of hate and saying it's doing really terribly, and it's actually a good movie, and it's
I agree.
probably one of the better ones that sets up the next group of films if they can actually get their heads out of their asses and figure we need a real. They know they got the showrunners and they know they're doing that. Because Daredevil Reborn had to be reshot because it
Again.
didn't do well.
again. Yep.
Yeah, they didn't have.
Reshot and rewritten.
Yeah, because they didn't have a showrunner. That's one thing I got to hand it to DC.
Now,
They-
just let people know, in case they don't know, what is a showrunner?
Showrunner is someone who keeps the actual show like organized and knows, okay, this is the direction. They're going to keep it on track. You figure the same. You can think of it as a Greg Berlanti is what he did with the Arrowverse, where each season was continuous storytelling, and even when bringing other characters in and starting off another show, it still continued the narrative, so the universe actually made sense. And a showrunner will usually be the person that helps keep that in check. Changed a little bit over the years because early on it used to be where the showrunner just kept everything, but they didn't. There was no real continuity. If you look back at old sitcoms, there really was none. So it's one of those things where you're kind of sitting there and you're like, all right, this is what we got to deal with right now. But they're at least trying to fix it. But the Marvels should not be getting the hate that it's actually getting.
I enjoyed it.
It was funny. It was cute.
Oh yeah, I mean, it set a lot of things up, and it really it rolled right into it, right out from what was it, Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
So it just
Yeah.
like went run right into it. But it looks like Mike's has some opinions.
Excuse me. I haven't seen it, and I really don't have any interest in seeing it. Honestly, I'm feeling the superhero burnout. And nothing. I don't give a shit what people say online about, oh, this movie sucks and this and that. I don't listen to the trolls. It's just when I saw Captain Marvel, Brie Larson didn't really do anything for me. I thought she was very robotic in her portrayal. I was like, eh.
All right,
It didn't do much for me.
Doug,
Tell you the God's honest truth, it didn't do much for me.
Wait a second. Doug, he is entitled to his opinion.
Yeah,
we
I
have
know.
free speech in this country.
I know, but it's hard.
No matter how stupid he is, he's
No,
allowed
I'm not
to
saying
have
it's
his
Why?
stupid.
Because I don't
remember
agree with you
opinions
guys.
I'm just
like-
saying.
'Cause I
I'm
don't
just
agree with
saying.
you
You know
guys?
what? I didn't see any of those problems. The new movie was actually, I think it would open your mind up more with this film, because that was her starting point. And you really see, once they all know how to do their powers and everything, it just clicks. Everything clicks with all the, what did she, the lady, what's her name's son from the original Captain Marvel? She came in with her powers. Yeah, she came in with her powers.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau still didn't have a name. So it really was something that they followed through with all the story threads, and they really led through. They even connected to when you were understanding where it's like, okay, why does Monica have such an anger towards Carol? It really was because it's like the blip. She disappeared. She doesn't know. She thought her mother was alone. And it was like Captain Marvel actually showed up, and she was there for her mother. Well, she couldn't be there because she was gone.
Right.
So it's like you actually get to see the real backstory. So you can actually understand where all these characters are coming from. And I mean, it was more Samuel L. Jackson in there too. So I mean, come on. It's
I'll probably see it when it comes out on
I think he got
streaming.
to drop an MFer this time too, right?
I think he came close. I'm not sure. Hard to remember if he did.
Probably not, because it's what rating was it?
Even if it's PG-13,
You allowed one, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to drop an
I think
F-bomb.
they give it to him if anybody.
If anybody, yes,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're going to.
Always.
Samuel L. Jackson's the one guy that it's like, if you're gonna drop one,
He's the guy to do it.
yep. So because of that, I mean, the Marvels was a lot more worth it, if you ask me, than like the hatred that it's getting online is not like warranted at all. The movie actually was a good, solid standalone. And if you saw like both series of WandaVision and Ms. Marvel, it really all like it encapsulated everything and brought it all together. And it felt more like a Phase 4 movie than like the Eternals.
Yeah, that was tough to watch.
That's one movie that I didn't connect with the Eternals. I just
Most
didn't know where
people-
I didn't know where it fit in.
Because it's its own technical standalone.
Yeah.
Because they knew all the events going on, but they didn't interact. So because they didn't interact with anything, it just kind of threw everything off. So it was a little hard to like really connect with the Eternals. But it wasn't a terrible movie.
No.
But
It's just hard to get into.
But the end, you actually heard Blade's voice at the end.
Yeah, but even that got pushed back, so that doesn't help anything.
Yeah, I heard that he was like the original script for the reboot of Blade. He wasn't coming in until like the third act.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that's where you need a showrunner to make sure that they keep everything on track. Now, granted, yes, Kevin Feige's done a great job of getting the cinematic universe running, but unfortunately, it really is. And I will admit, Mike's right. There is a superhero burnout, but at the same time, that's only for some people. Other people are still enjoying it. It just happens to be that certain movies just aren't connecting.
Yeah.
DC has the problem of none of them are connecting.
DC has a problem. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, the only thing they know what they're doing very well is their animated
Yeah.
Yeah.
department.
Why don't we get those guys to write a live action film? Because they seem to know what the fuck they're doing.
They might as well just do everything animated
Yes.
anyway.
Well, we gotta wait until January 1st to see what Gunn's gonna do, because remember, he takes over January 1st, basically.
Rumor has it that they casted Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor,
Yep.
which I saw a picture of him. I'm like, okay, he could be my Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
You know what?
I mean, you got Miss Maisel as Lois Lane.
Listen, I'm always a little hesitant. Just because you get a solid casting choice doesn't mean that they're right for the part.
That's true.
I mean, let's face it. You know, there was a lot of good casting choices done in the past, and performances have fallen flat. You know, you can't really look back at some movies when, you know, you hear about like Kevin Spacey. It's like
He was a good choice in a bad film.
Yeah.
the film overall wasn't that bad. It really was. All they had to do was cut out the stuff with the kid.
Yeah,
the
without a
kid
doubt.
was the real like
Right, the
coffin nail.
Yeah.
But-
And when they gave Brendan Roth the Marlon Brando speech from the original Superman, looking at the kid in bed, and it was like, no.
Yeah, it didn't work, but it's because of the kid, really. But I don't want to blame the actor.
No,
because
it's not
that
the
was
actor.
the choice they
Blame who
made.
did the
Right.
I
script.
think my connection with DC is basically right now on a hold still. Like, you know, they got Aquaman 2 coming out. When when Flash, pretty good film in my opinion, when Flash went and was supposed to be the last one.
See, now I deviate with that opinion because, as far as I'm concerned, Flash should have been shelved.
And Batgirl should have been shown.
Batgirl.
Yeah, Batgirl would have been the one that would have probably saved them.
Because you still have Michael Keaton in both films.
Yeah.
And the only reason why The Flash made any money at all is because everybody wanted to see Michael Keaton
That's
in the
what
suit
the
again.
big thing for me
Yeah.
was, and he did perfect. you know?
And Batgirl would have clearly done so much better. And if they really wanted a tax write-off, you write off the $200 and something million movie, not the $90 million movie.
Right.
So that's how much it was for Batgirl.
Yeah, Batgirl was $90 million and already
This is
finished.
something that's like in the vault, never
Yep.
going to see the light of day.
Never say never, because they said the same thing about the Snyder Cut of Justice League.
No, there's a difference. The Snyder Cut wasn't even done, where Batgirl was basically shelved because it's a tax write-off. Because it's a tax write-off, it can never be released. If you're taking money for it from the government as a loss, you cannot go and actually put it out. You know, we were lucky that they did decide the animated, like Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2 did sneak out there, but that one was a canceled project. A project that was canceled that I actually didn't think was going to happen, and it's actually coming out, Urkel Saves Santa.
Yeah, I saw the poster for that.
I saw the trailer
Wait,
for
an
it.
actual Urkel movie?
It's an animated Steve Urkel.
Oh, okay.
And even the font type for the title is in the Family Matters font.
Yep.
And that's going to be on Max?
I don't know where it's coming out. Probably on Max, but it is actually coming out. So I'm amazed that an Urkel Save Santa movie is coming out.
Now, speaking of casting choices that make you scratch your head, supposedly the forerunner for Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I don't think that was Frontrunner. I think they gave it to him.
Last I
in
heard,
the
he was in the lead
Yeah,
for it.
As
Yeah.
far as I heard, he's got the.
Okay, fine. So Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic.
just read-
Thoughts?
I'm fine with that. You know what? He's not coming. He said he's not coming back for the Mandalorian season 4.
What?
All breaking news for Mike.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, no. So he said.
Then he can't. Then there is no Mandalorian season 4.
Well, no, you've got plenty of Mandalorians. By the end of season 3, they just were reclaiming Mandalore and rebuilding. So you can follow a whole group of different Mandalorians. You can follow each one as different bounty hunters.
But then you have to change the name though, like the Mandalorian, and then the subtitle under it.
Yeah. So
Because-
I'm still waiting to see if they do Book of Fett Book 2.
Chapter 2, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
yeah. So they've
Because
got.
they left it where somebody was sitting in that tank. And we know who that was.
Listen,
Who?
That was Timothy Oliphant. Sitting in that tank.
Yeah, he was basically trying to help a guy who had his armor that helped him out. So
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
That's
Listen,
great.
they left plenty of things open, but Pedro Pascal coming in and playing Reed Richards, I'm actually fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it either. I'm just
John Krasinski looked great in Multiverse of Madness.
Yes, he did.
But at the same time, if they wanted to go a different direction, and I think Pedro Pascal is a great way to go, and it's a great marketing tactic because everyone loves Pedro Pascal.
yeah, he's hot right now.
Oh, he's not just hot. You figure he's the internet daddy. Everyone calls him daddy.
Yep.
And I mean, after seeing him in the massive weight, what was it? The
Incredible weight of
massive talent.
massive talent.
Yeah, him and Nicolas
That
Cage.
was hysterical.
That was an amazing movie, and it showed a great range from Pascal. Mm-hmm. And then looking back, he's been all over the place for like ever. I mean, he was even in an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
And Game
That's
of
right.
Thrones. Don't
Yep.
forget Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah,
Last of Us.
Yep.
he's still got season 2 for that one.
Still only seen one episode. 'Cause I'm still on the game.
Just watch the series. Trust me.
I've watched the series.
No, not you, Doug.
He's getting on
He
me.
said he's
See?
won. Wow, he already expecting the dog pile. Don't worry, it's coming. Your choices are gonna really go and start.
I know.
Yeah. So, so seeing as how I don't want to completely pile on just yet, but I want
you do.
No. I want to save something. it's like Thanksgiving dinner.
It's like
you
I was just
got
gonna
the
say that.
dinner.
This is the appetizer coming up, folks.
Like the gravy aftertaste.
Charcuterie board.
Yeah, you want to start everybody off a little light, before you start breaking out all the big, heavy food. And by the way, a benin is not a turkey with salsa, you dick.
Yeah, I know. You just said
Jerk.
I know. I was being a dick.
And that's from my wife, too.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Because really, I make a benin for the holiday because I'm not a turkey guy. I don't.
How crispy was the skin? I could not. I gotta be there.
Oh, you couldn't even cut it with a knife. You needed kitchen shears.
That's it.
Yep.
Got to slice
That's
that.
a crispy skin.
Yep.
That's a pinion.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
I know that.
But now I want to get into. We've had a lot of cancellations this year, and I don't mean people. TV series have all gotten the axe. I made a list of a bunch of them, but there's even more than what I got.
And mind you, after Super Bowl, CBS is beginning.
Yep.
After in January, NBC's beginning because the 17th or whatever. Yeah, the 17th is Chicago Wednesday again.
Yeah. So now let's talk
My
about.
wife watches the Med.
Now here's I want to get everybody's opinion on a few of these shows that have gotten canceled. So now Amazon Prime, they canceled The League of Their Own after one season.
Didn't even know it was a show.
Yeah.
It was one that kind of flew under the radar. I had an idea that it was there, but it wasn't something that had me hooked. The movie was great, so I'm like, how are you going to recast and do this as a series? So
I watched the first episode and I never went back.
See, at least you saw the first episode.
I saw the first episode.
All right, now another show that got canceled, Big Sky, that had 3 seasons on ABC. So I know, I never watched it,
That
but I
went
know
all over the place.
Yeah, I know my mom was a big fan of Big Sky. Like she was watching that every week. So it's like 3 seasons. It's like kind of a little disappointing that after 3 seasons, which it seemed like it had a fan base. Now then we had Blue Bloods, gotten canceled after 14 seasons.
Wow.
Shit.
Yeah.
But you know what? I got to be honest with you. I watched, I think, between 1 and 11, and I
Okay.
just fell off. I think it got too repetitive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think after 14 seasons, it's time to say, okay, it's time to let it go because, after a while, you tend to run into the same things over and over
And
again.
it's this season, that's it, right?
I think this is like the final season. So once it's done, it's after 14 seasons, it's
Yeah,
over.
which is fine. You let it run its course. You give it a proper send off because everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
Abigail Hawk is leaving. Abbott DeMarco is leaving. The other guy's leaving. Tom Selleck's right hand guy. What's his name? Anyway, he's leaving.
I didn't watch the show. I've caught bits and pieces.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic started, I watched the episode of it every morning going to work on my phone.
Yeah.
Just something that I picked up, and it was a really good
It was
show.
good.
But I could see after 14, it's like, all right,
Yeah. What are you going to do now?
it was
How
like
are you going to keep it
Supernatural,
fresh?
15 seasons. All right, we can't do this no more.
Right.
It's just gonna get too repetitive.
Well, don't worry. I got a supernatural one that's going to come up
Yeah, I
a little
know.
later. But now, Fantasy Island, 2 seasons getting canceled from Fox. And that was like following the Fantasy Island movie that they had done. So it was, I think, a little more darker take. I hadn't watched it because it was just on a bad time slot, I
Yeah.
think.
What time was?
That's-
How do you, what?
It
When
was
was
on
it on?
9
That's
o'clock
the-
on Tuesdays.
Yeah, 9 o'clock on a Tuesday.
I think what keeps some of those shows alive, some of the people that were really connected to the originals, they actually go into it.
Yeah.
But then after a while, they're like, all right, this isn't our cup of tea. And then they gravitate away from it. Maybe that's also, you get a lot of
think-
diehards from the first.
Yeah, but I also think some of it is like not having a proper showrunner.
Yeah.
That where they don't understand where the property's going from a movie leading into a series.
Right, because when you have the movie, it was a total departure from what the show was.
Oh yeah, the show was all fun.
The show was fun and everything else. Then you have this horror movie, and you're like, what? How?
Although it is easy to see how you can transition like Fantasy Island into a kind of like monkey's paw where you get
Yeah.
you get your wish, and as you're fulfilling your fantasy, all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's turning to shit.
Consequences, yeah. But I mean, when you say Fantasy Island before the movie came out, you're thinking, oh, the plane, boss, the plane. But now you're like, and then when you watch the movie, you're like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah. So, I mean, it really does it kind of breaks down to like the time slot too.
Yeah. Also, yeah, you put in against a bad time, something new against shows that already have that are established. You're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Done.
I mean, right now, like one thing that they did say, because I'm going to deviate for a second, they went and what was it? WWE just went and they got the time slot. They haven't said when, but in the new year, I believe NXT is leaving USA and going to the CW.
Okay.
So that just goes, they're making it more of from basic cable to everyone's going to be able to see it. So they're giving themselves a little more exposure. But it's also going to be now, that's another show that's changing that shows the CW isn't going to be picking up a lot of shows.
Right.
Because Superman and Lois,
Canceled.
Canceled.
it's getting a finale because it's only 10 episodes
Which is-
for the new season.
When
like
you
what they did
cancel a
with
show,
Flash?
Kind of, yeah. It seems like Flash, Arrow, they were final seasons were like shorter seasons.
yeah. But they knew they were, when Flash and Arrow, they knew the ending was coming.
Yeah.
So they kind of, okay, let's start wrapping things up. Superman and Lois, they were just starting out. And now they're like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah, they just got a Lex Luthor, and now it's
Now
like-
it's over.
And he's going to another show.
Oh, John Cryer, right?
Yep.
No,
No,
yeah.
not Cryer.
It wasn't Cryer?
Nope.
No, John Cryer was Smallville. No, not Smallville.
Supergirl?
Yes.
Yes, Supergirl.
Supergirl and like some of the Arrowverse for a little while, but they
With the Crisis
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
after that now this is actually Abraham from The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Yeah. So now
Bitch nuts.
yeah. Another show that got canceled after one season, Paramount Plus's Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies.
Not surprising.
That's,
It's Grease, and you're trying to tell a prequel story to the Pink Ladies. There's
You don't
I
need a prequel story to the Pink Ladies.
I don't think they realize there's not that big of an audience for Grease.
No, it's the songs that people get into, and that's it.
Yeah, so it's not something there now.
it's
Go ahead.
it's in, what was it, as someone was saying, it's in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
This was basically good if it was done in the beginning of the 80s,
Yeah.
on like whether it was Channel 7 or Channel 4 around there.
Yeah, time frame wise was a bad.
Yes.
Yeah, it was 2-bit, but that's when it should have been.
Unless, I mean, the only time it might have worked is if you release it with like the 40th anniversary. When people talk, oh, it's the 40th anniversary of Grease. Watch Grease. Right into the Pink Lady.
Or even after they did the live TV special where they redid it and it was performed live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or even, you know, cashing in on the wrong reasons around the time Olivia Newton-John died.
Yeah.
You start showing Grease because everybody was in, oh, she died. Oh, let's watch Grease again. And then all of a sudden, into the Pink Ladies.
Yeah. Now another show that got canceled after its second season, Starz show Heels. The Stephen
Yeah,
Amell
that
wrestling show.
disappointed me because I seen all those episodes in the second season, and something big happened in the end, and now we're left with that. There was more to tell there, and if anybody or any other streaming service, any company wants to pick that up, I suggest do it because everybody did a great job in that show. That show, I waited for them all. I couldn't wait for all of them to come out.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like a lot of the shows, like especially that had wrestling themes, seem to be getting canceled because you figure right when the pandemic hit, they decided they were going to cancel Glow because it was too intensive physically. So they were trying to still social distance. So now Heels is getting the short end of the stick. And Stephen Amell is great. He has a great respect for wrestling. So you could tell, like, he put a lot of effort into this. So it's unfortunate that one's going. Now, How I Met Your Mother, how many seasons was that? Like 10 seasons?
That was 10 on CBS.
10 on CBS, and Hulu gets 2 seasons of How I Met Your Father, and now it's done. So I guess we don't get to find out who the father is.
Probably not.
No. We got to find out who the mother is, but not the father.
Yeah, but how much of a following did that actually have? That's the thing.
Well, that's always a good. You figure they tried to capitalize too soon, probably, on How I Met Your Mother, because it hadn't been off the air that long for now Hulu to try. And it was a decent attempt. I watched some of the first season. I fell off, but that was also because I pay for Hulu with commercials. That's my thing. I'm not gonna. It's like if I paid more and I didn't have commercials, I'd probably spend more time on Hulu. It's like Hulu's like pop in, watch something, but if I gotta sit through commercials, I'm probably gonna
Hulu's
skip
been
it.
experimenting with a lot of stuff. I mean, they did that. They experimented with 4 weddings and a funeral. And
5 of the same thing,
Yeah.
all funerals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it went a whole different route. Another whole different route.
Yeah. Now, show that got canceled, Paramount Plus, iCarly. They brought it back years later, and everybody was older. The show was actually pretty good. And without Dan Schneider, which gave it less of a creepy feeling. And it's a shame that they they left it off with a cliffhanger.
I hate when they do stuff
Yeah.
like that.
It feels like back when we were kids and shows just got canceled. There was no conclusion. You know, I'm still waiting for the final, finding out how Pirates of Dark Water ended.
Well, they did the same thing with Ash versus the Evil Dead. If you remember at the end of that one, he sends his daughter and everybody else away in the armored truck. He goes fight the big evil, the big Flash. Next thing you know, he's waking up in the future. He climbs onto the 88. It's all decked out with machine guns and battering rams and everything. And there's like some cyborg chick behind him. He puts the car in gear, steps on the gas, goes out to fight an evil in a post-apocalyptic world. And you're like, I want to see more of this. I want to know what happens.
Thanks. I never saw season 3. Didn't finish it. So thank you.
Well, that's on you.
Thanks for ruining it. Yeah.
Well,
fuck.
How long ago was this?
Okay, Balky.
Exactly. See, that's your comeback now. You had all that time.
Listen,
It's on
schnoz.
you. You had all that time. It's on you.
All right. Let's somebody get him some sausages.
Shit.
Sausages.
It has begun.
Yeah. You see, you walked right into this one. You're gonna get dogpiled on now. So now NCIS Los Angeles that got 14 seasons and is now canceled.
Yep. Well, I don't think that was canceled. I just think they ended it.
No,
Because,
they're can't.
well, you canceled, but
Now
again,
they're
how
in
many?
NCIS
Australia, Sydney.
Sydney.
But how many times
Really?
they have Sydney? They have Hawaii. You're doing the same shit over and over again.
It's like what CSI used to do.
yeah.
CSI went from
Vegas, New York.
to Miami, then New York.
Past 10, it's like it's going. So the same thing's going to happen eventually to Grey's Anatomy.
Yep.
But that'll go 20, 25 seasons, and then they'll realize it.
And yet you have a show like The Simpsons on like 32 seasons.
And South Park's at how many now? 2?
27, I think.
Yeah.
28. It's hard to tell because South Park has gone with the specials.
Yeah.
And that's caused a lot of problems because South Park really found a way to fuck everyone. It's like we made a deal with Max, so you'll get all the previous stuff, you get all the new seasons, but you get seasons. Paramount was like, we want the specials, so give us the specials. So, we're gonna just release specials and we'll call them a season after the fact. So it's like, wow, they're really like, I got to give it to Matt and Trey. They know how to really squeeze every dime out of the
It's like
studios they
everybody's
can.
squeezing dollars and everything out of everybody because what was it? The last Beatles song that they did, they had the documentary. It was on Max, and it's on Disney Plus. Same thing you're talking about
Yeah.
with South Park. South Park's on Max, and specials on Paramount Plus.
Yep. So now another show that got canceled, AMC. It was an animated show, Pantheon, 1 season. I hate when they cancel like animated stuff because there's so much work that goes into an animated series.
Yeah.
And with the technical aspects behind it of the different animation styles, the voice actors, you can do so much more with animation. And when it gets canceled after 1 season, you're like, wow, like you didn't even want to give it a chance.
Right.
So now Apple TV, 3 seasons of Physical, that got canceled.
I never watch anything on Apple Plus.
Yeah.
Got to have Apple TV to see
Yeah,
shit, right?
You got.
Who's paying for Apple TV?
I have it free through my provider, but I don't go to it.
Yeah, if you don't have an iPhone, you're probably not.
Yeah.
I will because that Godzilla series is coming out.
It's already
Monarch.
3 episodes in already.
Yeah,
With
well, I
that's the
will.
one with Dennis Quaid.
No, it's actually with
Oh,
Kurt
Kurt
Russell
Russell.
and
Kurt
his
Russell.
son Wyatt Russell playing the same character.
Okay.
One younger, one older. I was actually impressed. I was like, wow. And they look a lot alike. So hopefully that doesn't get canceled because there's another Godzilla coming out next
Yep.
year.
Godzilla -1.
Godzilla.
One.
Godzilla
Yeah.
and King Kong.
But I thought the next one was -1.
comes out
No,
first.
-1 though, but that's the Japanese one.
That's just a standalone. Has nothing to
Yep.
do
A
with which
standalone.
one.
That's the Japanese ones are all individual. The American ones
See,
are.
I thought with the American one, after they did the last one, King Kong versus Godzilla, that was it.
Nope.
I thought they got the license for 3, and Godzilla couldn't lose. And after the third one, that was the end of it.
Well,
they
no,
couldn't
now,
do anymore.
now they're teaming them both together.
Against who?
That is what we got to find out.
Yeah.
Let's just wait and see.
Yep.
Sometimes it's fun when you do that.
Yeah, now a show that got canceled, which not surprised, even though it got picked up and then got canceled after getting picked up. Pitch Perfect bumper in Berlin for Peacock. I'm like,
We're all laughing.
because the thing is, it's like I actually like all 3 of the Pitch Perfect movies.
Yeah.
Watched them with my kids,
But-
they were great.
And I will say, Adam, what is it? Adam Levine. There's too many Adams like out right now. So, but Adam Levine.
Oh, no, Adam Devine.
Adam Devine.
He's fine.
Adam Levine's in.
Well, they were both.
Queen.
Well, they were both in Pitch Perfect too. So, but no. So Adam Devine. It's like he's not a bad actor.
He's funny.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is funny. But I mean, I loved him in the movie Jexy. But this is like, I don't know if I want to really watch a show about his character Bumper.
Meh.
So I was like, do I feel bad that it got canceled? Not
No.
really. But I wasn't watching it anyway. Netflix canceled Shadow and Bones after 2 seasons.
Yeah, dude.
And that was a good show.
Yeah.
So it's a
Even
shame
the
to see
book
that
was
one go.
amazing.
Yeah. When they're based off of a book and they're doing it right, it's a shame when they get canceled. Now, Star Trek Prodigy. Prodigy is 2 seasons. Paramount Plus canceled it.
Yeah, I had a feeling that wasn't going to last long.
Is that the one that was animated?
Yeah. There was that one in the Lower Decks.
Lower Decks is still going, but
Yeah, I had a feeling
Prodigy.
Prodigy wasn't long to
How
last.
much could they do in that Star Trek universe?
they've got so much that
Yeah.
they can do.
mean,
You got an hour, they can do plenty.
Even
They'll
less
show
than
you.
an hour they can do if it's
Yeah,
especially
they'll
animated.
show you plenty.
Now, another show that got canceled, which I'm kind of not surprised, Disney Plus canceled after 2 seasons, The Mighty Ducks Game Changers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they basically shot themselves in the foot after the second season. I didn't get to watch the second season yet. They brought in Josh Duhamel.
Which,
But-
good casting.
Yeah, but Emilio Estevez stepped away.
He didn't step away. He wasn't allowed to come
Yeah.
back because
Why not?
anti-vaxxing.
Yeah.
Since he didn't want to get vaxxed, and
They cut him out.
it's an actual practice. And the thing is, people don't realize like vaccinations are there for a fucking reason. Because if people aren't getting vaccinated, do we really want to see polio come back? Do we really want everyone's kids to all of a sudden get measles, mumps? You work in a school. You should
You should
you
know
s-
this.
You spread.
work in
You're,
a petri dish.
exactly. Every parent gets sick from their kids coming home from school.
Every teacher gets sick
Yep.
from the kids that the parents bring to school that go
Yeah.
right all over the place.
And they really are a little bunch of disease factories. Yeah, you can tell. I love children so much.
Yeah, you love for them to go away.
Exactly.
Yeah, after 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm good after 5 minutes. It's like, okay, take your kid back and get him away from me. But there's some people that have some.
Yeah, here's $5.
No
Not good
babysitting
humor.
services in your future.
Oh, absolutely not. No, like some of my good friends have kids and they've done a great job raising their kids, but I don't want to be the one raising kids. So that's my personal preference. You know, it is what it is. But I don't feel like getting sick all the time. And if I had kids, I'd probably have a cold every week. You know, everybody's going to get sick. So when it comes to kids being around, it's like Mighty Ducks Game Changers, the cast was young kids. So
Young kids and Lauren Graham.
yeah. So you figure you need to get vaccinated. Disney went and they've had their issues with the anti-vax nonsense. That part of the problem with Black Panther. Wakanda Forever, it was like they had so many issues because the actress playing Shuri was posting stuff about anti-vaxxing. You figure, what was it? What's her name from The Mandalorian? Gina Carano.
Gina Carano.
She posted so much stuff about anti-vax and a bunch of conspiracy
got
things,
fired.
and she's not there. And she was great. Her character was amazing.
Yep.
And you can be a decent person, but if your belief system is that's your belief system. But it's like sometimes you got to conform to the rules. You want to keep a job, you got to do certain things. You want to work for a city job that requires you to get certain licensing. You got to do it. Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
And that's the thing. When you post something and you're in a celebrity status, remember, a lot of people are going to see what you post. So be careful what you post too.
Exactly. People can change after years, and your opinions change over time. So there's a way that you can't judge somebody by what they did from who they were 10 years ago. But if they're showing consistency that they're not changing or they're only getting worse, then there's a reason to cancel and be like, I'm not following this person. It's like I don't want to see anything with them. Now, another show that got canceled, The People's Court. Warner Brothers canceled it after 26 seasons of its new iteration, but it had 39 seasons total.
That's counting the Wapner years?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, you know
Wapner,
what?
Ed Koch, and God knows who else there.
Should have let it 40.
Joe Scheidlin.
Yep.
Should have ended at 40th. 39.
They really you couldn't.
I
just
didn't even
go
know
one
it was
more
still
year.
on.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought these were all reruns.
And this is how, what's his name, got his start doing TMZ.
Yeah.
Who?
The reporter. What's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, the guy that
Harvey Levin.
Harvey Levin was the reporter on the outside.
He took over for Doug Llewellyn.
Yep.
Didn't Mills Lane do People's Court for a while too?
No, he did his own Judge Mills Lane.
Get it out.
Yeah, there was too many people with their own court shows. Now,
And Steve Harvey has his now.
don't get me started with
That's
that one.
funny.
He's funny. Though.
He is oversaturated market.
I just like when he's on Family
Family Feud.
Family Feud and like the people. Yeah, I couldn't remember the name. I was gonna say Family Matters.
And the stupid answers.
Just stupid. It's just like the look he gives people. Like really.
Well, that's the thing.
That's the face.
You don't expect the certain things to come out of people's mouths,
Right.
So that I'm fine with.
That's what I like. He was like, really?
But he is
He's all over the place.
It's too much. A radio show, books, TV shows, multiple TV shows, mind you. I'm like, take a break. Let other people have a chance to get a show. But
Remember, he's what now? It went from Richard sexually harassing the contestant Dawson,
Richard Dawson,
to Ray, I'm too short for the show Combs.
Who committed suicide?
Yeah. Then it was
Louis Anderson.
Then Richard Karn. No, not Richard Karn.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? No, Richard Karn. Yeah, Richard Karn. Because I'm thinking Richard Kind, who was on Spin City.
No,
Richard Karn was. I don't think so, Tim.
Yeah, he was on Home.
Yeah, Al Baldwin.
Exactly.
Al.
Yeah.
And now it was him.
That show's had so many different.
And even
hosts.
Joey Fatone was doing the announcing for Steve too.
Really?
He was the announcer.
So now another show that got canceled now takes it back to Supernatural, the spin-off show that they did, The Winchesters.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The humble beginnings.
It actually wasn't bad. Like, that's the thing. The Winchesters, it was following in the tradition. It was also like an alternate kind of timeline. They did get to show, like, Dean came back by the final episode just for a little bit. I liked what they were doing with it. And it's a shame that it got canceled. It would have been nice to see what they did with the parents at a younger age dealing with stuff, but it is what it is. Now, that was only got one season.
Yeah, but again, you have a show that has you get used to the way Supernatural was, the banter with the brothers. You get used to that show. And then when you say, okay, we're going to do a spinoff, but we're going to do the prequel, and people are expecting to see Supernatural, and then when you see that, they're not used to, it's like, they're not used to it. Like they want to see this, and then when you're not getting that banter with the action, you're like, click.
Well, the one that the spinoff that I wish they would have done instead of doing, I think, Legacies was Supernatural was supposed to do, they had a spin-off idea of doing the sisters.
That could
So
work.
it was like using all the female characters and having them do like them monster hunting.
That could have worked because you could have kept it along the same parallel as
Yeah.
the original one. You change it up a little bit.
Yeah, it was. I think it was supposed to be called Wayward Sisters.
That would have worked.
Yeah. Now the Wonder Years reboot with a whole like following a different
Tulane
family.
Hill.
Yep.
Yep. 2 seasons canceled.
Was that on
know what?
streaming or
I didn't
regular?
even
That was
watch
on
it.
ABC.
That was on ABC,
And that-
and then it was streamed onto.
But then,
Disney
see,
Plus.
that's just it. They didn't promote it. I remember seeing maybe 1 or 2 commercials when it first came out.
Yeah.
That was it, though.
ABC's kind of dropped the ball when it came to promoting like
Yeah.
their sitcoms, and they like seem to focus more on their talk shows.
Right. Like, when I saw the commercial for the Wonder Years, I was like, oh, why are you rebooting it? Then I watched it, and I was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
But then I didn't hear anything about it anymore, so I figured it was canceled.
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
trying to think when they used to post during The Good Doctor.
Yeah.
They used to have it.
yeah. Now, one more show that got canceled. This will be the last one we discuss. Young Rock. NBC canceled it after 3 seasons.
Okay, I have no problem with that.
It got to the point where he is now.
Yeah.
You accelerated every time frame to where he is. Season 2 should have been at least focus on his football career and everything. Then you get season 3 to at least the wrestling where he starts and then everything else. No, you accelerate everything into the second season.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's canceled. It was a good show for what it was.
Yeah.
So it's a shame when a decent show gets canceled, but I feel like Young Rock really did run its course.
Yes.
I think I watched a little bit of the third, and that was it.
Yeah. It was the time frame for some of these shows too. Like they put them on, the scheduling just doesn't work.
Right. Like anything on a Wednesday night against the Chicago shows, forget it.
Yeah. Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, all of those, they're wiping the floor with pretty
Although
much
It's
everything.
like FBI's on Tuesday, Chicago's on Wednesday, Law and Order is Thursday.
Thursday, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Although it is funny with those Chicago shows because I haven't watched Med, but it's Fire and PD. Fire, they're either putting out the fires every 5 minutes or they're fucking somebody in the house. Me and Lynn call it Whorehouse 51 because you're banging everybody in the house. And then with PD, it's either A, some cop is doing some underhanded dirty shit, or they're fucking their partner. So it's like, really?
So now we've pretty much covered a bunch of them. There's been more shows that got canceled. I don't want to hit every single one of them because we'll literally
Will be the canceled show.
we'll literally be there for
An hour.
2 hours just alone on everything that got canceled. Now, I want to give everybody a chance because since the other day was Thanksgiving, I want to talk about our highlights for the year. So, Mike, start us off. What do you consider your highlight of the year? One of your crowning achievements?
Oh, God. I don't know. I'm just happy that a couple of my films are gaining traction.
See, that you've got something to be happy about, and you can't figure out which one. Like, oh fuck,
No, I don't know.
pick one, bitch.
I would have to say The Fourth Wall. It's, I submitted it to a bunch of places. It's getting some traction. People are, it's getting some awards, getting some nominations. It's been accepted into festivals. I'm proud of that film, and I could tweak it a little bit because this is the first time I used Final Cut, and having one of my actors sit next to himself was a bit of a daunting task to edit together when I never used the program before, and I'm still learning how to use the program. But I'm happy the way it came out, and it's gaining some traction. So that would be it. And then last Sunday, my softball team finally won a championship.
And what's the name of your softball team?
Beers.
Beers.
Yep.
So now, Doug, highlight of the year.
I'm still alive.
Motherfucker!
No, I passed my
Gas.
city test, so I'm a permanent supervisor at my job.
There you go.
He also passed gas.
That's it. I'll leave it at that.
If he's gonna pass gas, he's right next to you. He's gonna just turn and that's it.
No, he's
That's
gonna kill
funny.
he's gonna
When
kill
Jimmy
everybody.
dropped that bottle before, I thought he ripped one. I thought you ripped one. I was gonna say, hey, what? And then I realized it was a bottle drop.
Yeah.
By the way, just a side note to that, Mike, I didn't know they gave trophies to guys that played left out.
So now we move on to the infamous Jimmy.
Infamous.
Infamous.
That means more than famous.
Yes.
Oh, no. This
More
year,
than famous.
Go for it.
say it.
Yeah.
He just said, no more than famous. Next year, January 3rd, Fox. I had the pleasure of going down to Atlanta to tape 10 episodes of a show called We Are Family. I'll be on there. Anthony Anderson's Mama Doris will be on there, and a whole lot of surprises. We've had promos come up during football, Masked Singer, Name That Tune. We're popping up on Fox like crazy. And it was a lot of fun. I can't wait for this. And then if you don't miss it, if you miss it on Wednesday, it'll be streamed on Hulu.
Can you give us a little, like, what is it about? Can you, not giving anything away, just give us
Without
like a
giving
synopsis?
away what my non-disclosure agreement, my NDA, it's basically a show with, there's 100 of us, and as Anthony says in the commercials, there's a sphere. You got to see who's behind the sphere.
So is it kind of like a Survivor type show where you get
No.
like kicked off the house or something like that?
No.
Is it a scripted show?
It's not even scripted.
Okay.
So it's a contest.
Okay.
You make money. And
Obviously he didn't because he's sitting here with us.
We
Hey,
don't know that he's got an
Yeah, we
NDA.
don't
Maybe,
know, like-
maybe we don't, but
It's Anthony Anderson, man. Nice guy. That's all I'm gonna
he's
say.
a good guy.
Met him
He's a good
few
guy. His
times,
mother's
so.
a sweetheart. I could say that. That's. But I'll tell you, I left. You know, when I was getting interviewed and everything, I'll tell you this. The person there said, "This is going to be a change of a lifetime for you," and everything, winning and everything. You know, I know something. It wasn't this. It's what I get every day on my phone, messages, topics, everything, because we're all still chatting it up. We are all family, all about, there's about over 100 of us, and we just can't stop talking about all the stuff that happened, all stuff that's happening around us and everything. I mean, it's all good. It's amazing.
And as of next year, Jimmy will be a more regular feature because he will be discussing after the episodes. He will be able to discuss about what happened.
very cool.
So Jimmy will be here more often than,
Then Doug.
yeah,
Listen,
hopefully more than Mike.
I'm happy to be here. It's once in a while.
You're happy to be anywhere.
Doug,
I'm like the forbidden fruit.
Judge Doug, we also want to say one thing.
Yep.
We're all grateful for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
I'm blushing now. Look.
Yeah.
Now, remember, everybody, you can do like Doug did. Get on your phone, your laptop, your,
Smoke signals, carrier pigeons.
You can
your
set,
horse to do a Pony Express and message the Dragoon's Lair podcast. That's Dragoon's Lair with how many O's, Mike?
2.
Thank you.
Stealing my shtick.
Yes, I got it.
I know.
Listen.
I'm amazed he knew there were 2 O's.
Listen,
you
I got to
said
do
it
a little
enough.
Mick Foley. You know, I got to give a cheap out. I did give. He's a friend of mine who's been we're doing a show, and I did give the cheap pop, of course.
Of course. The
Of
cheap
course,
pop and plug.
Hell
Always
yeah.
appreciated.
Cheap plug is better than no
Do that
plug.
shit when you're on NBC Live.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, we wish NBC. It's going to be Fox, baby.
well, hey, listen, I'm a big fan of Fox. They gave us Married with Children. So, as
The
far as I'm
Simpsons.
concerned, hey,
And now they've gone Crapopolis.
I'm holding out for Married with Grandchildren, even though I know it's never going to happen.
yeah, the rumors,
Yeah.
we wish, we can hope, we can dream.
God damn it, Peg, where are these grandkids?
Now, for me personally, I have to say, highlight of the year. There's been a lot of great things that have happened for the year. Some of them I want to keep more to myself, but one that I have to say that I'm extremely grateful for is this podcast is now a year old.
Woohoo!
So
Yeah, baby.
Clap it up. Clap it up.
No, I can't reach it.
You.
All the way bottom. No. Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, no,
Little
but
short arms.
yeah. Listen, it's a lot further
Little
away.
dinosaur arms he has.
A lot bigger
Do you
than
have
yours,
anything
asshole.
that I can use for that?
All the way at the end. Bottom.
I'm like, why can't I hear this stuff? Oh, I don't have headphones.
Yeah, exactly. Little rim shot.
Boom.
Get the middle one. All the way at the bottom. Yep. Yeah, that one's all from Mike. But no,
So much editing you will have to do.
no, I
No,
won't.
he just
I'm surprised
just
we
up
don't have
as
the
it is.
toilet bowl.
Let the man
Flush.
finish.
I've got to update. I got to
You
do
can
some
he
updates.
can
in
actually
there.
add shit to this.
Yeah, the mixer board has been a great purchase that Mike
Yeah.
and I made. So I will say that is another highlight because I mean, let's face it, we went from a small board that was primarily only 2 people
Yep.
to now this beautiful Zoom P. Thanks for just. Thanks for making my head go crazy. No, but the Zoom P8 is a great mixer board. It's really going to be used a lot this upcoming year. And the fact that we've have 4 people on this show right now was something we really couldn't do before. It was rough, but I mean, like doing 3 people
Yeah, with
via Zoom.
That wasn't how. That was not.
What was that? Discord that we did it on, right?
Yeah, we did Discord, but then we did Google Meet. We did
did
Zoom.
Zoom.
You know, we tried a whole bunch of different options. You know, it's good for interviews and stuff, but it's not good when Mike has to do it remote because
Yeah.
his internet sucks.
And how many times was Mike using OK Cupid?
Not as many as you would think.
He was using
Oh,
Tinder.
shit.
I also heard he used Tinder to get in on
Yeah,
the
dial
show.
Oh no, he was still using Friendster.
Yep.
I thought Napster was still in play.
Oh, shit.
Hey, it's not Friendster. It was Adult Friend Finder, right? Leave me alone.
Oh, glad I didn't take it there.
Oh, he's just pressing buttons.
He is.
He is. He's having fun.
If I found a napalm bomb on it,
Unfortunately, no, not
Next time.
maybe. I gotta actually get
Download it.
Yeah, gotta add a few features to the board, but because it gives us that versatility, those options.
Cozy little.
Yeah, it's a great board.
Tidbits.
Now, because we're winding down the year, there's still a few movies coming out,
Yeah.
but I want to hit everybody's top 6 movies of 2023.
6. Not 10, Michael. 6. Got it? He tells me, I knew it was 6. I locked in the number when he tells me. This guy, 10, I think. Fucking co-host, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. No. No. That's my
I'm giving up.
Yeah.
Mike Schnauzer screwing and shit. I'm laughing.
Look, mommy.
What am I? First I'm Balky, now I'm fucking Pinocchio. What's going on here?
You're everything we need you
Well,
to
I
be.
mean, Balky was dressed like Pinocchio half the time anyway.
Look, Ma. Every time we laugh at Mike, his nose gets long. An inch.
I got no.
If that's the case, my nose fucking be out to there by now.
So now, why do we do?
Why do you
top
abuse
6?
me? Because you love me.
Nah, we
Not really,
We abuse you just because
We have to.
You have nothing else to do. Otherwise, it'd be a very boring show.
He whose name who stands online like a useless boy doesn't need to be compared to you.
What? Yeah.
Why?
Even I'm like,
You was stretching on that one, dude.
Oh,
Even you
excuse me,
didn't know where the hell you were going.
yeah, that. Yeah, no, you took a left turn at
Yeah.
Phoenix and went the wrong way at Albuquerque.
Wow.
Yeah. So no, but we like our top 6 around here because why?
Even numbers.
6 is greater than 6 is greater than 5, and besides, everybody always likes to go and do like, oh, here's our an honorable mention. Why have an honorable mention?
Just include it in the list.
Just here's 6. So now, in no particular order, Doug, let's start with you.
I'm gonna give the love that it needs to Marvels. Enjoyed it. Love
Okay.
the story. Just watched it, as you know, Rise of the Machines, Transformers. Just shocked the hell out of me. Really enjoyed it.
Yep.
Quantumania. Why not, man? That was great. John Wick 4. I'm gonna go there. All right. Guardians 3. And what do I got? What am I up to? 4? 5?
5.
All right, and then I'm gonna go Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
All right. So
Those are my picks so far.
there you go. Now, I had a funny feeling that a bunch of Marvel movies were going to be picked by either you or Mike. So I basically went and I left those off my list for the most part. But now, Mike, let's get yours.
I have
I haven't,
four.
really, I haven't gone to the movies all that much, but Guardians 3,
Okay.
Ant-Man, Quantumania. Other than that, that's about it. I mean,
He's
I
like,
haven't really
he's like
gone to the
really
movies.
stretching, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Let did
I
you
mean,
get any
movies that I want to see
how
coming
about
up, I
new
definitely want to see.
animations.
I definitely want to see Iron Claw when it comes out.
Yes.
The Von Erich movie. That's
Yes.
definitely. I'm definitely going out to see that one when it comes out.
when it comes out.
Yeah.
22nd of December.
Yep.
But
So it's still part of 2023.
yeah, I mean, the Von Erich movie, that just a lot of hype that movie's been getting, and I want to see how they do it.
Yeah, Mike can barely scratch together 3 movies.
Yeah,
folks.
because I haven't gone to the movies all that much this year. I'm sorry. And he's having too much fun playing with that
He
board right now.
really is. But it was well timed.
It was yeah, perfectly well timed. Unlike that little segment he was trying to say
I think
before.
2024, I'm gonna try to get this guy to go to a movie with me every month.
Yeah, good luck.
Pornos do not count.
Listen, listen, pal. all
Hey,
right?
they count, god damn it.
Like, yeah, that's true. No, when you go, it counts. when he goes, it's a crime.
I don't go to those things.
Anymore.
Or any less.
And-
So now, Jimmy, your top 6.
Thank you. First off, so you know, I have no
Particular order?
Marvels or DC in my list.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to go from the bottom. I chose Strays. I still can't stop laughing about that movie. Since the trailer from Cocaine Bear. Which is the 7th, my honorable mention. Killers of the Flower Moon from Scorsese. That was phenomenal.
That's the one with that's the last one he just came out with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, she has that best supporting actress to lose. No joke. She has it to lose. Nolan, and which I have Oppenheimer on here. Nolan and Scorsese are going to have a dogfight for that Oscar. I have John Wick 4.
I agree with you.
All right. I really enjoy it's hysterical. I loved it. I really loved it. And I mean, especially when you say the word balls and you're like, what? Well, you got to watch out. I had Oppenheimer, like I said, amazing movie. And no joke, through Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer, I actually stayed in my seat.
No pee break.
Stayed in my seat.
No pee break.
No pee breaks.
Well, that's what happens when you wear an adult diaper.
I nursed. Dan, show your glass a minute. Show that cup, the Krampus cup. I nursed a water that size during Killer of the Flower Moon for 3 hours.
And then he peed in a cup afterwards because he couldn't make it to the bathroom.
Oh, absolutely.
No,
There was-
actually, the bathroom was right next door. Man Called Otto. I thought it was a decent movie with Tom Hanks.
Oh, that was a great movie.
And it's a documentary which I thought was amazing, and I hope it gets acclaim even. And I'm sorry, all you Swifties, but It Ain't Over about Yogi Berra was one of my
I have
favorites.
that. I bought it. I just haven't watched it yet.
And it's on Netflix, so it's amazing
Okay.
and everything. My uncle, who was a Yankee fan, God rest his soul, it was one movie I wanted to talk with him about certain things with Yogi Berra, because it's amazing. You see how his life was. Everybody's like, oh, he was this, that, and every other thing with baseball and all. And I mean, he is the original GOAT.
Yeah.
But
What's your
everybody
six?
forgets it.
I want to hear
Now
this.
we're going to hear Dan.
Okay, now I had to leave a bunch of movies out because I've seen a lot this year, and it's very difficult to
Drum roll
narrow
on
them
this
down.
one.
No drum roll. Let's
go.
Now I'm going to start off in no particular order. Ghosted.
All right.
It was on Apple TV. That movie was phenomenal. Chris Evans, Anna de Armas. I love that movie. I actually watched it multiple times. And for me to sit there and actually watch something more than once, I have to really enjoy it. So that one's up there. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now that one, there was no way. The animation style, everything that they did, and the fact that there's multiple cuts of the movie because you didn't know which version you were getting when you saw it in the theaters.
That's like Clue.
little bit, but
Yeah.
it was small little changes. So there were certain dialogue changes that weren't there in certain ones than others. So it was very, very minute details. So you really had to pay close attention. So like Clue was like, oh, here's a different ending. Here's a different ending. The endings were all the same. It was just like certain lines of dialogue, certain hints for what's to come. So that, to me, great movie. Underrated movie that most people don't realize, Polite Society. That one was amazing. Young girl and her sister. The girl wants to be a stuntman, and it's like her sister gets involved with like this guy who it's like the mother has some like weird cultish thing. There's like an entire like Bollywood fight.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer for that.
It was absolutely.
Is it on any streaming?
I
think
know-
it's on Netflix streaming.
I know it was on Amazon Prime for me. That's when I rented it. So it's it might be on Netflix by now.
Yeah. What else?
Let's see. Five Nights at Freddy's.
All right.
I wasn't a big fan, I never played the games, but I really enjoyed the movie. And because I was able to watch it from home, I enjoyed it
That's on
a
Peacock
lot more.
now,
Yep.
right? All right. Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot more. Now, I got to go with Old Dads. That movie that showed and proved why I should not be a parent. Because that is who I would be.
That was amazing.
Oh no. It's like it's just you play hard, you play rough, you get rough things happen.
Yeah.
Rub some dirt in it, you'll be fine. Walk it off. That's the kind of parent I would be, and I would know some asshole would be trying to tell me how to raise my kid.
And we had more parents like that. We wouldn't have so many pussies walking around right now.
There you go. So
Yeah, that's
And if Woody had gone to the police,
none of this would have ever happened. And the thing is, it's like it really is one of those things where you can see the evolution of like the parenting, but also privacy. The issue of privacy comes up in there because just having a group of guys, like we're all here now and we're talking, but we're also not really censoring ourselves too much. But like the guys are in the car, they're on a car trip, they are talking, but they don't know they're being filmed.
Yeah.
And they lose their jobs because of conversations in a car with a bunch of guys. It's like you shouldn't be penalized or get in trouble for stuff, especially when you're being surveilled without your knowledge.
Right.
It's like, no, if I posted something that was offensive, I get why I get in trouble for that. But
If you're just sitting there bullshitting with your friends,
yeah,
you can't speak your opinion now?
exactly. So like they lose their jobs over that and it starts a whole chain of events. It really is one of those movies where it's like you can see like not just the old school mentality of like parenting, but just the old school mentality of everything. Now there does need to be some evolution in everything, but at the same time, it's like it really does suck when you're sitting there and you're arguing over things that it's like, why are you telling me what to do
Right.
when what I'm doing isn't hurting anybody? I can't have a conversation and bullshit with my buddies because all of a sudden it's like, it's like you're being recorded.
By who?
The car rental company
Yeah, right.
for insurance purposes recorded everything in the car and sold it back. Which it's another thing of privacy where the internet companies, the phone companies, they're recording everything
Yeah.
we do and say, and they're selling our data all the time. So that movie just encapsulated everything that I feel needed to be said. Mm-hmm. And I got to give it, because it did come out like at the very early part of the year, last movie, Evil Dead Rise.
Yes.
yeah,
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I was not expecting it to go the way it did, and taking it out of the cabin in the woods, bringing it into like a city environment.
It kind of had that Poltergeist 4 feel to it when they're in the high-rise building.
A little bit, but it really just it cranked things
It
up
did.
to the point where it was so worth it.
It cranked it to 11.
It's also connected to the originals.
Well, all of them are really connected because apparently there's supposedly like 3 different versions of the Necronomicon. So those 3 different versions, 3 different stories. So there's Ash's story, then you have the story of the Ashley, the girl in the woods in the reboot, and now this one. Evil Dead Rise. So that's 3. We'll see if they come up with a new Necronomicon down the line, and then there'll be 4.
Klaatu, Ferrado,
Necktie.
Nickel. Definitely an N word.
And not that one.
All right, here's one movie that you are looking forward to.
Oh, see, now I haven't looked at the list of everything coming out.
Just off the top of your head, what are you looking forward
I'm
to?
definitely looking forward to the King Godzilla and King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one is a must. I love the giant kaiju monsters. Definitely looking forward to seeing where that one goes.
Agreed.
And so it's up there. It's like it's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that I know I'm like really looking forward to.
Okay, Jimmy.
One thing I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Wonka.
Yes,
I'll
okay.
say, even though, and no joke, we're not going to get oversaturated with Chalamet because they pushed Dune Part 2 to next year, thanks to the Screen Actors Guild and all that. So, but I got it this way I can help catch up on Dune. But I'm also want to look and see Napoleon, and I didn't realize, but at the Alamo, they have a documentary coming out called Disturbance in the Force.
Oh,
Oh wait, you'll love what the topic is about, what it's about.
Star Trek, right? Battlestar Galactica. No, wait. I got it. The Last Starfighter.
Mike.
I wish.
That's something that needed to be redone.
Yes.
You ready? Everybody sitting. The Christmas special.
Wow.
It's a documentary about the Christmas
Oh,
special.
I'm gonna go
Mark
see that.
Hamill ain't involved, that's for sure.
The Star Wars Holiday Special.
Wow.
Oh my God. That
Yep.
Which
is-
you can find somewhere.
YouTube.
On YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
I know. I had to tell my
Mark
friend.
Hamill
of
looks
mine.
like a fucking Ken doll.
Well, you figure he had all the glamour makeup because he had his accident, and they didn't want to spoil what was going on for Empire Strikes Back. So it was more Jefferson Starship,
Yeah.
like with the lightsaber looking silhouette of the
Beatrice
microphone.
Arthur.
Oh, B. Arthur was great in
Yes.
that, but it's the silhouette of them holding the lightsaber so close to his mouth. It really looked highly inappropriate.
Yeah.
Chewbacca's family.
Talking with no subtitles and like, what the fuck are they saying?
30 minutes of all Wookiees. No humans whatsoever to translate.
Boba Fett animated.
That's the first
First time,
appearance
yeah.
of Boba.
Yep.
So that one's definitely.
Okay, I'll go see that. Let me know when that comes out. I'll go.
But the-
God.
Disturbance
You
in
see,
the
right
Force,
there.
Yeah.
It's out.
That is?
It's at the Alamo. It's on Sunday and I believe
Doug,
Tuesday.
you have a mission.
Yeah, I'm not going to that.
Oh, you come on.
Now,
You want to go? Let's go. Sunday, I'm working actually Sunday. So
It's at 11:15.
I'm working that day.
Yeah.
all day.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Jimmy, you're gonna have to drag him. Take him.
My movie's next year.
Okay.
Which is?
Deadpool 3.
Yep.
I don't have
Yeah.
any type of superhero burnout here. I
No.
know maybe if I overdo it, just because I look forward to these because it's everything I grew up with loving. So sometimes I'm like, all right, this is a little much, but I still like it because there's things I remember. It might be one little sequence, something from a comic book. Remember, they can't fit everything in, but you can get enough in there. Now, this is big for me, Deadpool 3.
Oh, Deadpool 3 is definitely on my list.
And I'll let you explain it if you want, because you'll do a better job than I would. So you want to take the reins from me and
What?
explain,
With
just
the-
the whole premise,
Oh,
what you think's going to happen. Not happen, but
Well-
what it's toying with.
Yeah, what it's toying with is with bringing all these actors back from their Fox movie appearances. We already know they said Jennifer Garner's coming back
Yep.
as Elektra. There's so many people. We already know Hugh Jackman. We've got all the footage of Hugh Jackman dressed as Wolverine.
In the yellow and blue.
Yellow.
Yep, but they did say like it's slight variation because Wolverine doesn't have sleeves, but they put sleeves on him. They think it's more for Hugh Jackman's like safety because of
Well, in some
No, he-
costumes, he does have the sleeves.
yeah, but this one it's more because Hugh Jackman he's had 6 bouts
Yeah,
of
of-
skin cancer
right.
Yeah.
because apparently in Australia there's there's more radiation from the sun there,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like to protect him, which
Which is fine.
protect him.
Protect-
It's
we protect you, Jackman. God damn it.
exactly. So it looks like it's going to be like Deadpool kills the Fox universe.
Which is
Yes.
fine. I'm fine with that.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be funny as hell. They have what's his name as they have what's the Magic Mike coming in as a Gambit.
Oh yeah, what they thought was going to
Channing
happen.
Tatum.
Channing Tatum as Gambit.
Yeah, it was.
But he's going to be the original Gambit with like the trench coat and like that cutout for the face. And
you see Marvels, right?
Yeah.
You see Marvels? You haven't, but
I know what happened.
Yeah.
He told me.
listen, come on.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler
What the hell?
alert, Beast comes out.
Yeah, we get to
mean-
see Fraser Crane as Hank McCoy
Come
himself
on.
as the big beast.
But he's jacked. It's not
Oh.
like the Beast from Part 3. He's jacked up.
Listen, part 3, I don't like to discuss part 3
All right,
at all.
well, it's not
We
his
don't
character.
talk about Bruno.
No. Yeah, exactly.
No.
Wait, no. Part 3 doesn't. The Last Stand doesn't exist.
It's like the how
It's
we used to
fair
say
enough.
with the
One,
Godfather
two-
trilogy, where it's a 3-hour deleted scene.
All right.
Barely that.
Yeah.
It's the. Why did they give me a coaster in the DVD box set? Like, just throw it off to the side. So now, Ike.
Crisis on Infinite Earth,
Okay. Yeah, animated.
animated. The Iron Claw,
Okay.
Yes.
of course. Deadpool 3. Godzilla -1.
Okay.
And the Transformers cartoon movie coming out.
All right.
I'm not
I
sure
didn't even
what is
hear
that.
about that one.
Yeah, they're doing it. It's on Cybertron. I'm not sure if it's coming out at the end of 24. I think the end of 24 it's coming out. But it's taking place on Cybertron. I think that the last scene you'll see is them taking off.
We all missed one. I don't know if we all want to agree or disagree. Seeing the new Ghostbusters.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
that's- I
How could we
I
forget
could have
that?
picked a few,
You know
but
what it is?
I didn't.
It was. I think we all pushed it because it got pushed back.
Yeah.
So due to the strike, everything getting pushed back, it was basically like, okay, you know what? We know everything's pushed back. This is going to be one of those moments where we're going to forget until until it's like another commercial comes out.
Right.
The trailer dropped, and the trailer was amazing.
Now me and you
Yeah.
talked
When
about
are they
this.
talking about a release though?
Spring 24.
yeah.
Yeah.
And me and you talked about this last time.
Exactly.
But whenever when you see Phil Rudd,
Paul Rudd.
Paul
Rudd.
Rudd, Phil
Phil-
Rudd, whatever.
Phil Rudd?
Phil Rudd's his brother, just like Barry Zito's Chuck Zito's brother. Paul Rudd.
He does it to himself,
I
ladies
do.
and gentlemen.
And I don't need you. Fuck you. I don't need you to abuse me. I do it myself. Anyway, when you see him and like he has a proton pack on, and you see him laughing, and you see like he's supposed to be acting like smiling, you could tell that's genuine because he's sitting there thinking, "I'm in a fucking Ghostbusters film."
It's like Rick Moranis in the second Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Where he's got
Yes.
the proton pack.
I was born to wear this
Oh
stuff.
no! It was more like like when the dome finally comes down
Yes.
around the museum, and he's like, "I'm a Ghostbuster.
Yes.
I'm a real Ghostbuster."
You know
He
that-
gets on the bus.
Yeah.
Yes, and Slimer's driving.
Yep.
But we have to try to get him on the show. We have to try to get Mr. Rudd on the show just to talk to him. And like, are you that excited?
That is your mission.
Take your spot. He'll take his spot.
Oh,
I'll give it up to him. I have no problem giving up to Mr. Rudd.
Yeah.
Talk about that Nintendo 64 commercial he did.
Oh yeah. Yeah, isn't it the old Nintendo commercial? Listen, there's been plenty of people have been in like classic commercials. That,
Bryan Cranston and
Oh,
Donald's commercial.
Jack Black was in an Atari one, right? Or the original Nintendo, something like that. I don't remember which one.
I don't know. There's been so many of them. Like there are actors like you see, like not even just video game commercials, but in commercials in general. You figure, what is it? I know there was the Kooshlings commercial back in the day that had Daniel Fishel, and I think Jodie Sweetin was even in like the Kooshlings commercial. Like there were so many like actors who've been in.
Nero?
Like, yeah, there's so many. I think one of my favorites though is, and the actress that's in the commercial is someone who I adore. She's a wonderful human being, Tiffany Seppis. She was in the Conker's Bad Fur Day commercial for the Super Bowl way back when, where it's like she's on the phone in the hotel room talking about how, like all the crazy shit going on. You hear like it's supposedly he's in the bathroom when he comes out. It's a squirrel in a leather jacket, like with a beer bottle burping. You're like, oh God, like it was. That commercial is absolutely memorable. It's like if anybody wants to check that out, it is on YouTube. It's definitely something to look for.
What isn't on YouTube, right?
There's plenty of
Find
stuff that's,
so much great stuff on
but
there.
there's also
Yeah.
plenty of things that aren't on YouTube
Yeah.
because YouTube's very strict about certain things.
But the worst thing that cracks me up is they will put stuff on, and they don't really pay attention of what's going on. There was a commercial on there with a trailer that somebody made of Jason Momoa as the Crow. I think he's gonna be the Crow.
There are plenty of fake
fan
trailers.
trailers, yeah.
Yeah, the fan made.
Yeah,
and it's like,
but I don't want to see Jason Momoa as the Crow. I really don't.
I
You know
don't
what?
want to see
I don't mind-
anybody else as the Crow.
But
You might.
But wait,
You might, all right, go ahead.
wait. I don't want to see him as Eric Draven, the Crow, because that should only be Brandon Lee. But if they want, like the other movies they did,
Well,
if they
City
want to
of
bring him
Angels
as
was the
somebody
guy that
new,
played him.
if they want to bring him in as somebody new, I'm okay with that.
That's what they did. What was it?
Yeah.
Eddie Furlong.
And
They were
with
all-
City of Angels,
They were,
That was no. City of Angels was the guy, the stunt guy.
yeah, but it
Dan.
wasn't.
Vincent Perez.
It wasn't
guys,
right, but
guys,
it wasn't.
There are literally 4 fucking Crow movies. Only one of them is good.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah,
That's it.
the one with Ed Furlong was
No, we don't talk about that.
the only
Like
thing
Bruno.
I literally sit there and I watch it and I laugh because it is a giant joke. It has Tara Reid and David Boreanaz.
There you go.
Wasn't Fred Gwynn in that one too?
I don't. Maybe
That was the one where they electrocuted.
no. That was number 3.
Okay.
That was the one with
Eric Mabius, whatever
Yeah.
his name is.
Yeah.
Eric.
The
Maybe
only reason
yeah.
2 got any traction, they had a little bit of a budget. I remember liking the soundtrack to that movie, but that was
Yeah,
it.
that was it.
That was it.
Well, the only good thing about there were, what was it? I believe in the second.
Iggy Pop was in that 2nd one.
The second one had Twee Trang from Power Rangers. She was in there as one of the
Gang members,
gang members. But it wasn't a terrible movie, but that you can tell like
They couldn't live up to the first one.
no. And the fact that they were still afraid of using guns,
Yeah.
that it didn't live up to what it could have been. So
Only-
it had the potential. And in all honesty, there are only 2 versions of Eric Draven that I will enjoy.
And I know what you're going to say. Brandon Lee and
Mark Dacascos.
Mark Dacascos.
From the series.
Stairway to Heaven.
Serious.
Yep,
Which
Stairway to
wasn't
Heaven.
bad. That was good.
No, that was a great series.
Still love only the strong, baby.
Oh yeah. Listen, Mark Dacascos is like in the 90s. He pretty much was the number 5.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like almost every was there.
Dacascos.
Kickboxer 5. It was like okay. It's like, okay, we got rid of Sasha Mitchell. We need somebody else. And here you go. Here's Mark Dacascos.
Who's into classic horror here? Anybody?
I am.
All right. So you're into the old Nosferatu, right?
Yep.
They got one coming out with Bill Skarsgård playing Nosferatu in
Yeah.
this one. Looks pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I also
Eerie.
seen the posters for Don Knutts' Nosferatu too.
Oh, God. Oh. So we've been going for an hour now, a little more than that, actually, about an hour and a half. So I think it's time that we wrap up our Black Friday sale.
Meh.
Because
See, there it is.
I
folks.
did not do it. That was not me, though. That was not an official one because that did not come
That
from
means
me.
you get 5% off.
No, that's only 2.5 because it didn't come from me.
if it
No,
com-
remember it's 20.
Look, listen, Beak Skill. Beak Skill. Never mind. Goes over that shroom head of yours.
that one,
You're
that
free to
that
move
one
on.
You were
wasn't that
stretching
bad.
with that one.
Yeah, that one was kind of a stretch, Doug. Like even I have to admit.
Sopranos. Was it said in the Sopranos by Christopher? He says beaks can kill. Beaks can... Yeah, go ahead, do it.
He did.
Thank you, Jimmy.
You're welcome.
I needed saving.
Yeah.
No, you want to save yourself with Gandolfini? See The Drop with him and Tom Hardy.
Good movie.
Very good movie.
So here's been a bunch of recommendations from a bunch of people who recommend movies because we have nothing better to do.
Except work and
Watch movies.
Well, Mike is watch hockey.
No,
I watched it this morning.
He's not really.
Afternoon.
He's not really watching hockey. He's watching old episodes of MASH.
No, I watched the
Yeah.
hockey game this morning. This
Oh, you
afternoon.
you actually put MASH on pause so you could watch hockey. I'm impressed. That gets the round of applause. Yeah,
Rangers Flyers.
seriously, every time you go and you walk into Mike's house, MeTV is playing.
Yep.
There is no way around
No,
it.
Hey.
not all the time. Sometimes I do turn on Cartoon Network.
Barely.
I'll put Spectrum on the weekends to watch
During
Woody Woodpecker.
commercials.
and Looney Tunes.
Yep.
During commercials, he heads
But
back
then
to
seven,
MASH.
but then
Yeah.
at least 7 o'clock at night, or at least 3 o'clock when I get up in the morning, news radio.
Hmm.
I swear. Andy Dick is
Oh God. Unfortunately, it has Joe Rogan, and he's just not funny.
No,
he was literally like watching
Stale.
drywall.
stale.
You might as well just stare at drywall. Like news radio was not a good format.
Phil
seen it.
Hartman was the show.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Once he was gone, it was.
They
it's
should
like-
have ended. Like, same deal with
Yeah.
8 Simple Rules.
Yeah.
Once John Ritter passed.
Well, it only made it its second season. They were able to pay tribute, and the family was able to deal with the grief. It kind of like 8 Simple Rules. I think it helped all of us by going through and keeping the family dynamic going, because they kept them going. They brought in the grandfather. They had the cousin, so it worked to like show like a family can still come together.
David
after a
Spade was the
tragedy.
cousin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Went to the third, I believe.
yeah, no, two
Oh, that was
seasons.
it?
Yep.
Actually, Disney Plus has both of them.
Yeah.
Wasn't Kaylee Coco in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
that.
was her big like breakout role before she ended up getting
Penny.
Yep.
No, she did Charmed in between.
Yeah.
Right,
no-
she did.
Yeah.
But only like a little bit.
She
of
came in at
season.
the end of the series.
I
Yeah.
tried with the first season. That was it.
Charmed wasn't a bad show, but it went too long.
Yeah.
And then the reboot was just like, why?
Yeah. Thank
So you were saying
that's even
we got to wrap it up?
Yeah.
No, right? Yeah. This is what happens because now there's
We go off on a tangent.
But the problem is there's 4 of us on
Yeah.
one episode. This is why this is a Black Friday sale.
And we
You
didn't
are-
talk about gaming at all.
Oh God. Yeah, let's not.
It's not.
No.
At least until I can actually get my hands on a PS5 so I can play Spider-Man 2 and Baldur's Gate 3. Because those are the, like,
I got
that's
it.
what I'm looking for.
I didn't play it yet. I got it. If you want,
I need a PS5.
when I move out, I'll lend it to you.
I might take you up on that one.
Excuse me.
But yeah, so in the meantime, though, want to thank everyone for being here today. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you for having me.
Mike, you're here as usual. So
I'm
I'm
feeling
like,
to thank you. He's having way too much fun with that button.
Because
yeah, because you
Yeah,
can't
he
hear
hit
the
sound effects.
that's what happens, kids. When you
When you
do
have shitty
everything
headphones.
wireless. Excuse me. Excuse me. I actually spent money on my fucking headphones.
Hey, right here, buddy.
Yeah, $5 a fucking price.
My ass,
What is
bitch.
it? What was that? What's that place called over there?
Five Below?
Yeah,
Five Below.
Five Below headphones over here.
Hey,
listen,
they work, don't they? Yes, they
Five
do.
Below actually has a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
And
Listen,
not just candy.
Yeah.
you know, you can actually get like some actual decent workout equipment. Like they have a bunch of toys. Everything that you can think of, Five Below has it. It's better than a dollar
My
store.
first time guest hosting because he was
Yeah.
off jerking off somewhere, and you know I'm sitting there. Oh, here's Mike's earbuds. I'm like, "Ding."
Yeah.
Fucking things were disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. So, at least
Danny, tell us where we can find us.
oh God.
Find him, not you.
Any milk cart for him.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Or the post office.
You can find Mike on the back of a milk carton.
There you go.
If you've spotted him, please contact the Dragoon Slayer podcast at gmail.com. That's Dragoon Slayer podcast, all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's Dragoon Slayer podcast at gmail.com. So you can let us know where you've spotted Mike. It's more like a game of Where's
We're Waldo.
Just
Where
buy
in
every
the
milk
world
carton,
is
pour it out, and burn them.
Where in the world
Now,
is
you can-
Mike Shaw living?
Oh, God. Dude. No.
Put a van down by the river.
With a TV that just plays MASH.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, Jimmy, let's start with you. How can people find you so this way they can reach out and applaud you for your upcoming show? Dude.
You can reach me at Facebook, James Haynes the Fourth. You can reach me on Instagram, James H_925.
What did you do, turn them off?
Not him. I turned off the sound effects. I'm not
thank you.
Because
Thank you. You can also reach me on Snapchat. You can reach me on TikTok. Thanks to you, Tim, and your trivia show. And yeah, that's about it.
OnlyFans.
No, that's you. And Pornhub.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
Now, Doug, how can people reach out to you and say how much they love you?
Smoke signal.
Bearded New Yorker, that's NYER. Bearded New Yorker 79 on Instagram. That is it.
Carrier pigeon. Smoke signals.
Jesus
Only
Christ.
Express.
At least I'm not on the back of a fucking milk carton.
I'd rather be on the back of a fucking milk carton right now.
Oh, God. You know what? By the end of this episode, you might end
I
up
might be,
being...
yeah.
You'll be on 42nd Street asking for change.
No. If he keeps pissing Doug off, he very well, we may not find him. Yeah, exactly. So now, if anybody wants to get in touch with me, you can find me on my socials, Blue Dragoon 13, Instagram, on Facebook. I don't really want you to find me there, but you can contact the Dragoon's Lair podcast page. And you can do the same thing on Instagram. You know, Mike will be the one responding most of the time for those. But the messages will get to me. I'm
Eventually.
Easier to find me through the email address. That's dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. All one word, Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. Hey, listen, you took my shill from me earlier. I have to.
I gotta give it to you on that one.
Yeah. Now, you can also find the link to the Discord on my Twitch page, which is Blue Dragoon 13. So go there, find that. You can find me on Snapchat, but you are not going to like what you find there because it's only going to be me promoting the show. That's all I really do on there. And you can also find me on TikTok, Blue Dragoon 13. It's really easy to find me. It's Blue Dragoon. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's and the number 13. Now, if you want to find Mike, you can basically find him on the corner of 42nd Street, whoring himself out.
Yeah.
To get Broadway tickets.
Come on, Cousin Balky, tell us where to find you.
He's watching Shook before it goes out.
Now, let them get your social so they can actually get in touch with you.
If you want to get in touch with me, you can find me at Facebook, Michael Schiavo, Hamster Pellet Productions. You can find me on Instagram at Hamster Pellet Productions and the Dragoon's Lair Podcast.
And most importantly of all, you can definitely find Mike on 42nd Street whoring himself out.
No, not. It's too many people now, so I got to move down a little bit more.
Oh, you're on.
He will
43rd?
have
There'll be
a
a Columbus
Suicide
Circle.
Squad Harley Quinn wig, that red dress she wears with the long socks and the high heels. That is him. You'll notice him by his schnoz. So there you go.
I know
You
it's
might-
not Grope Me Elmo.
That was Halloween.
And by the way, just don't forget, January 3rd, We Are Family on Fox.
That's right. You can find Jimmy on Fox starting January 3rd. We Are Family. That's right. And Jimmy will be back on the Dragoon's Lair podcast in the new year. And Mike and I will be back next episode with some shenanigans that we'll figure out.
Yeah, we'll
in the
figure it out
meantime.
between now and then.
Yeah. So
Isn't next week, the next episode, my 1 year anniversary?
Oh God, no. The next episode is not your 1 year. You didn't come in till pretty much the new year.
Okay. I know. I thought it was around Thanksgiving time.
The end of December.
Really?
Yep.
Trust the guy that runs the show. He knows.
Trust him.
You know, I had 5 wonderful episodes without you,
And then when
no
you got
fucking
me,
listeners. You
but then you came in and I brought the
And
listener.
all of a sudden, now you got 4.
now I got 4 people on the show at once.
You're welcome.
Oh God.
Oh, by the way,
do I have
how
to
did
actually
the
give them
survey
credit?
go?
Oh, survey said it was fucking pumpkin pie. Assholes.
Did I pick pumpkin pie?
Yes, you did.
Was I the only one to
You,
fucking do
yes,
that?
you were the only one to vote. In the official
What was
vote,
It was pumpkin or what else? What was the other?
Sweet
one?
potato.
I should have picked sweet potato, but it's all right.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't get to eat either this year, so
But-
it doesn't make a difference.
listen. I did an unofficial poll with everyone I was able to talk to, and the overwhelming majority said that they preferred pumpkin pie. And when I told them I preferred sweet potato pie, they said that's quite black of you.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. I like both. You got to put like a third option there,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, well, the problem is the third option would have been like an apple pie.
No, I mean both.
Oh.
If you're gonna have two things, and put both.
No, you can't be both.
No way.
No, I can do both. I don't want to do both.
I eat either
It's
one.
redundant.
I'm a
That's
fat
fat.
bastard. I eat either one. Doesn't matter.
I was about to say that's a fat guy's fucking survey at that point. We have a health crisis in this country going on where there's a major obesity crisis, and I do not want to contribute to it because I unfortunately keep gaining weight when I'd like to lose. So
I keep gaining when I like
listen,
to lose.
I can lose about, I'd say, 190 pounds soaking wet because I kick Mike out. Now, with that being said, everyone, thank you for tuning into the Dragoon's Lair podcast. You can catch us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Podcast, and anywhere else that your podcasting needs can be met. You can I said iHeartRadio.
Oh, you did. Okay, never mind.
You can also make sure a week after the new episodes come out, you can find the video versions on my YouTube channel, Blue Dragoon 13. And with that being said, have a wonderful holiday. Thank you all. Hopefully you guys are thankful for everything you have and you've spent good food and good times with friends and family. And on that note,
And we are thankful for you tuning in to listen to us.
now with that
That is
being
no
said,
bullshit.
You can find Mike 42nd Street, Harley Quinn green wig, red tutu dress,
Cut his
high
microphone,
heels,
please.
and those polka dot.
Cut his microphone, please.
Say it, Danny. Say it.
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Now get the fuck
Fuck
out.
out.
Later.
Peace, y'all.